Are we live? Okay, welcome to everybody joining us on the Facebook Live, and to everybody who came out today from the Capilano neighborhood to be with us today as we join the Tk'emlúps people and all Indigenous people throughout Canada today to mark this day, a National Day of Truth and Reconciliation, and to drum for the children. My name is Vida, and I'm the interim pastor here at Gloria Dei, but the most important thing are the Indigenous people on whose land we meet to worship and pray each week. And we are grateful to the Coast Salish people on whose lands this building stands and on the land we gather on today. I was in conversation with a Squamish elder earlier this week, and who we've invited to come and speak to us, and I told him, I said, it's not us who are inviting you. You're not the guest. This is your land, and I felt like we're the squatters, but we want to acknowledge the unceded territories of the Squamish, the Tsleil-Waututh, and the Musqueam people.
Hold this for me.
And in that conversation with the Squamish elder, he said, yes, this land was our land, and we had enough to eat. We had the land, nature, the animals, the fish in the sea and in the waters provided everything that we needed. And then the white man came and began to exploit the land and the waters for their own use without respect, to mine the land and to take down the trees. And he said that is why we were impoverished. We were driven into a small postage stamp size piece of land, and we became impoverished. But he said we are nevertheless rich because we have our culture and we have our family. And we are grateful to the Indigenous people who are teaching us how to be in better relationship with the land and the waters. And I want to acknowledge and come into the camera for a minute here, Carrie. I want to acknowledge Carolyn Klaassen, who is with us today. She is an Ojibway woman, and if you will tell us in a minute, I guess maybe a little bit more about yourself. She is the Indigenous consultant for our denomination, helping us to raise our awareness of Indigenous spirituality and Indigenous culture. And we are very grateful and honored for you to be with us today, Carrie.
I'm honored to be here today. It's a hard day for Indigenous people, and we remember the children. But we also have to remember that the truth has come out now, and now we need to know the real truth, and people need to understand the real truth. And what Canada and the churches and the governments, what they've done and what they did to Indigenous people, and they continue to do with the systemic racism that goes on throughout our country. It has to change. And today is a step forward that change will continue in baby steps, but at least we're having change. At least we're being acknowledged now, and we are actually being seen as human beings and not savages, what they thought we were. So today we are going to honor all those little children who didn't make it home, and also to their families and those survivors who did make it through residential schools. We honor them today, and we will always remember them, because every child matters. So I'm a member of the Lutheran Church of Canada, and I was asked to write a prayer for this day. And it was sent out to the national church, so all congregations across Canada received this prayer from our national bishop. So I'm going to do that today. I'm going to say this prayer for these children. So if you guys can lay your hands and lift up your hearts towards Creator God, it'll be awesome. Creator God, most loving and our protector, we come today to offer our sorrows, our passions, our grief, our commitments. We thank you, Creator God, for the life you bestowed upon us. We thank you, Creator God, for the journey that we have indwelled with your direction. We thank you for the creation that you have given us and for the earth and all that is within it. From the land, the oceans, the waterways, the trees, the vegetation, to the animals, birds of the air, the animals of the sea, that give life and continue to nourish our lives. We take great pride in what you have given us. We remember the children that have been found and have been hidden from us for so long. We thank you for each one of their lives, that you protected them and cherished them when we didn't know. We pray for all the families that have lost these little ones. And we pray for those who endured the pain, abuse, and neglect, but survived to tell their story. We thank you for giving them the courage and strength to move on and heal, with all things are possible with you. We pray for the government, churches, and other institutions that were involved with the residential schools, and the justice is served and the healing will continue. Gracious God, protect and surround Indigenous people with your great spirit and comfort us at this time. Our lament is to cry out to you for healing, to take away the pain that burdens Indigenous people, the pain of the horrors that these innocent children endure, the cries that were only heard by the abusers. Give us the strength and the boldness to rise above and prevail in the work that you have entrusted to us to fulfill. Give us the strength, and most of all, loving God, we thank you for each one of our lives. You created us in your image. Not one is left alone. Not one is forgotten. We thank you that even when we live in a fallen world and evil has been bestowed upon us, we still prevail above all to continue the work you have given each of us. Give us the courage to say yes and stand up against wrongs that have been done. We stand up against wrongs done to the Indigenous people of Canada, that this world is restored to what it was intended by you. We thank you for the lives that have gone to be with you. We thank you for their leadership and their compassion, that their work is done here on earth but continues as they have left us to help continue that work. Sovereign of our lives, we pray for leaders in government and churches in the world, that they make just decisions and reprimand the wrongs that have been done to these children and families. Holy God, as we meet in this sacred space, we thank you, because you are a just God and a God of vengeance. In Jesus' mighty name, all my relations.
All my relations.
Are we going to do the honors song now?
those who want to be on the Facebook singing and drumming with Carrie, you can stand behind her if you prefer to stay in your places. That's fine too.
Traveling song, and they sing these songs because when a person passes away, they sing the traveling song so their spirit can travel back to Creator. So this is a song that I learned, and it's in the Ojibway language. So. Thank you, Creator, for this day, and we thank you for all the things that you've given each one of us in our lives. Protect us, be with us, protect those children, and bring them home to you. And we thank you for everything you have done. In the name of Jesus.
Thank you, Carrie, for sharing, for giving of your time, for sharing your prayers with us. I know this has been an incredibly difficult time in these weeks. I know that our church, several congregations have called upon me to lead them and to help us all, and I really appreciate all that you are giving us and continue to give the church, and also today the wider community here on North Shore. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone for coming today, and we'll continue to put out invitations when we have some community gatherings and events like the one that we had today. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you, Carrie. Thank you. Please come out. Thank you. Take care of yourself.
I will, thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm sure that's all. Thank you. Thank you. I got that in my plate, so. Okay, thank you. This one, this one.